Good morning. So today is day 18. And speaking of day 18, it was day 17 yesterday for my bread habit. Woo, woo, woo. And we've been talking about how to make it satisfying. We're finishing up that fourth law of behavior change and wanted to go a little bit into how to stick with those good habits every day today. So again, advice from Atomic Habits with James Clear. We'll be talking about some other habit books eventually, but definitely a good resource and subject matter expert on this particular topic. So in that story, he talks about a gentleman who was hired as a stockbroker right out of college. And as he started working in his new industry, like they didn't expect a whole lot from him. It was a small town, and he decided he wanted to be more successful than what most people thought he could be. So he put two jars on his table. One jar was filled with 120 paper clips, and the other one was empty. And he'd sit down at 9 o'clock, he'd pick up the phone, make a call, and he moved one paper clip from the jar that was full into the jar that was empty. And he did this until every single paper clip was out of that jar. He'd make 120 phone calls a day. The next day, he'd switch the jars around and he'd start over again, moving one paper clip to the other until all 120 were gone. I've seen other people do this with marbles over time. I've seen people use hair ties. I've seen people that make rubber band balls. And really what it comes down to is that visual measure of how we are tracking our habit, right? This 66-day challenge sheet, right? You see people use food journals. You see people use workout log apps. Businesses get your return business by using reward cards and loyalty punch cards, right? They tell you on the bottom of your receipt, how close you are to your journey to try to institute that habit in your life. Habit tracking fits all four laws, which is the craziest part. When you're tracking your habit, it's making it obvious. Putting that check mark on there makes it attractive. Our response to doing the habit is literally making that X. And then it's satisfying to see that jar get filled. It's satisfying to see the rubber band ball get bigger. It's satisfying to see the progress on the calendar. Accountability partners also are a great way to habit track. Brian Harris, an entrepreneur, he actually knew that he needed to lose a lot of weight, and he knew that in business, those clients of his and coworkers would help to keep him accountable to particular goals. So he decided to do the same thing at home. He wrote out a habit contract and outlined his goals in it, and then he went to his trainer and his wife, and he had them sign the contract with him. So if he broke a portion of that contract, he had to give his trainer $200. And if he, as he hit his initial goals, then he made his contract even harder. And then he had to give the trainer an extra $100 if he forgot to hit his food goals for the day. And he'd give his wife $500 if he forgot to step on the scale to measure his success for the day. Like, that's accountability, right? Like, they could use it any way they wanted to, and all they had to do was catch him slipping up. So he bought his accountability partners like buy-in, and we're going to give them an award for catching him not being successful. So if you can make your bad habits immediately unsatisfying, that's an inversion of that fourth law, which we're going to get into in habit breaking here starting tomorrow, and have your accountability partners call you out, then you could immediately change the track record of creating habits. We're always trying to present our best habits and our best selves to the world. And so if we're caring about the opinions of others, and we know that them looking at us is in a negative way could change that habit, then that's a great way to start moving in the right direction. Because we know that failing to uphold our promises to ourselves, like, that's disappointing, but we'll forgive ourselves. But if we start failing to uphold the promises that we make to others, then that's where it really gets put on the line. Public humiliation, right? That's one of the reasons I'm doing these videos. I know that you all are going to hold me accountable. In fact, I've even had some of you call me out when this video wasn't posted by 10. Like, hey, Jeff, where's the video for today? And I brought my whole family into the bread habit as well, right? Like last night, I went out to eat at Italian Sensations. And for those that don't know, like they've got a bunch of individual slices of unique pizza, which are fun. And my one daughter loves the spaghetti pizza there. And we haven't had it in a while. And so it was just the two of us last night. I was like, why not? Let's go do it. And my wife was like, you're nuts. You're going into the belly of the beast. Like that's a dangerous place for you to be. You're trying to avoid bread and pizza. I got the eggplant parmesan. But like same thing. My daughter even said to me, well, Dad, isn't it going to be tough for you? You can't eat anything there. Whoa. So now my wife and my daughter are both saying, are you sure this is a good idea? And then we got there and she ordered garlic bread to go with the pizza. And I was like, oh, like just sitting there at the table, I've got my marinara and the garlic bread. And multiple times I looked at it and I was like, wow, like that would be really yummy. Like just picking it up and dipping it in the marinara and taking a bite. And I didn't do it because I had my daughter sitting across the table from me who knew that I wasn't supposed to be eating bread. Accountability partners make a big difference. If you haven't completed the survey yet to have an accountability partner, or you don't have somebody in your life that you can create a habit contract with, that you know can follow up with you every single day, I highly recommend you doing it. Find that accountability partner to help make your habits be more successful. Tomorrow we'll talk about breaking bad habits, getting moving on that. And I wish you all the best of luck today. Have a good one.